5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
This is About Space, America's return to space, with news and information on our U.S. space program. Is your host of About Space, David Denault.
Welcome, and thanks for joining me today. If there are astronomers and amateur astronomers listening, stay tuned. Well, I want to share with you that scientists from Argentina's National University of San Juan shifted through a lot of noise to observe what they discovered: a large-scale structure in a largely unseen part of the Milky Way galaxy. To be clear, the structure is not any kind of human-made object. What scientists have discovered hiding behind the Milky Way next, as America and the world is listening to About Space today.
Mardi Gras is home.
We've all waited for a long time for this day, and so we are thrilled and excited to welcome Mardi Gras finally to her home here in Port Canaveral. We've invested billions of dollars to reduce our environmental impact, and so we're very excited at Carnival Cruise Line that this ship, Mardi Gras, is the first ship in North America to bring this technology.
Book your fun cruise on Carnival's Mardi Gras today. Call D&D Cruise and Tours at 877-747-8631. That's 877-747-8631. And come see the Caribbean. Welcome back. For the first time ever, scientists have been able to actually see through the Milky Way galaxy.
The Milky Way is only one out of hundreds of billions of galaxies in the universe, an incomprehensible number which leaves almost limitless opportunities for discovery by astronomers and scientists. One problem that has prevented further study of many of these galaxies is the fact that we simply cannot see them, as our view is being blocked by none other than our own galaxy. Recently, researchers were able to peer past the Milky Way in order to view hundreds of previously hidden galaxies for the first time ever. This region of space, which is a relatively close 250 million light-years away from Earth, has long been a source of fascination for researchers seeking to understand what is known as the Great Attractor region, so called because of its apparent gravitational tendencies to pull the Milky Way and thousands upon thousands of our neighbouring galaxies towards it. Anxious to solve the mystery and at last peer around this mysterious region, a team of scientists with the International Centre for Radio Astronomy Research, led by Professor Lister Stavely-Smith, came up with an ingenious solution. They used the Cyro-Parkes radio telescope, which could view the distance required, and equipped it with an innovative receiver, which allowed them to filter out the contents of our own galaxy and effectively see through the Milky Way at long last. What they discovered was truly incredible, as almost 900 galaxies were visible, with 1/3 of this number having never been seen before. The Parkes telescope, which was fitted with the very best space viewing technology available, is capable of accurately mapping the sky that it views through radio waves at a rate 13 times faster than previous technology, meaning that the potential for discoveries is much more rapid than ever before. As most galaxies contain upwards of 100 billion stars, this one relatively small swathe of space filled with hundreds of galaxies presents almost limitless potential for study and discovery. The current pull for research in the region is the ability to get a closer look at the Great Attractor area, which scientists have been unsuccessfully attempting to get a closer look at for decades, ever since significant anomalies to the theory of universal expansion were brought to light. Lead study author Professor Stavely-Smith spoke on the significance of the region, which is pulling the Milky Way towards it with a gravitational pull equal to that of 1,000,000 billion suns, by saying, "The Milky Way is very beautiful, of course, and it is very interesting to study our own galaxy, but it completely blocks out the view of the more distant galaxies behind it. We do not actually understand what is causing this gravitational acceleration on the Milky Way or where it is coming from. We know that in this region there are very few large collections of galaxies we call clusters or superclusters, and our whole Milky Way is moving towards them at more than 2 million kilometers per hour. And although initial research of the findings mapped by the Parkes radio telescope is still ongoing, so far scientists have identified 3 galaxy concentrations and 2 galaxy clusters that could be responsible for the mysterious and inexplicable pull being exerted on the Milky Way.
About Space will continue to follow this story and will report back with any significant findings. And be sure to check out our Facebook page, aboutspace.today, for launches and landings, and invite your family and friends to listen weekly. And join me next Tuesday for a report that it came from outer space. Join Dawn Meyer, Space Coast News Editor, this Friday for America in Space. And to all our listeners around the globe and here in the U.S., thanks for listening. I'm David Denault, and this has been About Space Today.